Welcome to this video on the definition of the operating margin.
First, we're going to begin with the definition. Next, we're going to talk about how it is calculated, and finally cover what can affect the operating margin as a reliable profit level indicator. Operating margin is defined as operating profit divided by sales, where operating profit is equal to revenue, or price times quantity, less COGS, less operating expenses. One thing to consider is, where is the transfer price typically when you use the operating margin as your profit level indicator? Well, typically it's in your cost of goods sold. And that is why you commonly see an operating margin PLI used in tangible good transactions when you're testing a distributor. If you think about it, this makes sense, as the transfer price, here COGS, is not in the denominator, and the denominator, or in this case sales, is a transaction with a third party and thus not distorted by a related party price. Now let's talk about what could undermine the use of the operating margin as your profit level indicator. One of the main things that could affect the reliability is if only a small portion of the total cost relates to the intercompany transaction. This may be a result of your distributor, in this case, of purchasing products from both unrelated and related parties. Thus, if you test the entire income statement where only a small portion of the total cost relates to the intercompany transaction, this could make the test insensitive and not reliable in the end. One solution would to segment the P&L between purchases from related parties versus purchases from third parties. Please make sure to also watch the related videos on selection of profit level indicators, how operating margin and net cost plus are mathematically related, and the Berry ratio, another common PLI for distributors.